So, the summer movie season is upon us, and we decided here on LME to go back to a lot of the LME streams that we were doing, like right in the middle of the pandemic when everyone was just stuck at home, to discuss everything that's coming out. It's probably been one of the most requested things that people have asked us to do is an upcoming list. Like, yo, what are your favorites of the next month? What's the things that we need to watch? So, what we've been doing is putting together all of the movies that are going to be coming out in theaters, that are going to be coming out on Netflix, HBO, all of the best streaming services out there because for all of our listeners over on Patreon, all of our listeners over on the new, I don't even know what they call it at this point, but let me jump over here. Uh, they have these membership pages that every single time you log in, if you're a YouTube creator, YouTube demands that one, you have to like be up to date with everything else. But one of the big things is the membership channel that they have. So it's pretty much like the same as Patreon, but I guess YouTube is allowing you to do a couple of other things. And one of the big things being is that there's like these little emojis. So whenever we do live streams like these, we're able to give you guys like badges to showcase like how long you guys have been subscribed for or have been a member. On top of that, they give you like memes. I want to see if I can unlock this over here. Uh, where you could I guess spam in the LME language, different things. So we've been creating a couple of different emojis, and the more members that we get, the more we're going to be able to create some. I thought it was just for live streams. It turns out on any video that we make, you will get your badge alongside your username. It will tell you how long you've been an LME listener, how much you adore us and love us, and then it gives you emojis to be able to like respond with certain things that we've had in the past. So a big shout out to all the people who have been patrons, all the people who have been LME members that we just started over here. Because some of the big things that we're going to be doing is not just having these monthly live streams where we're going to be talking about all of the new stuff that's coming out, but on top of that, as I come over here to the Notion again, we're going to be giving you guys, this is the thing that I use the most. We are not sponsored by Notion because I'm the one paying them. But I use this thing galore. So we have a membership page over that the patrons already have. And as we grow the memberships here, where all of my monthly watch lists, there's Discord, all of our festival stuff, everything is there kind of going through all of the different picks that we have. I like having a nice, neat list. So you're going to be able to see it here on this live stream. You will have full access to it if you are over on any of the patron or membership channels where I combine everything that's coming out in theaters, Netflix, and break it down every single month here to tell you what our best ones are to date. If you don't know, I'm Arturo. I am joined by our editor, Alina.
Hello.
And Alina, I gotta ask you right off the bat.
What's up?
It's Barbenheimer. You choosing Oppenheimer? You choosing Barbie?
Barbie first. I'm sorry. It's first. It's gonna be great.
Look, I'm not against that. I'll ask the question to the
Nolan got me on a timer.
Nolan does still have that timer up on. I'm gonna pull that up in a bit, or if you can link that one for me, I'll pull it up over here. As I give a shout out to all of the live listeners over here on the chat. A big shout out to everybody. I see somebody right there already. We have our first one as a member over here. As I shout out Say Yo. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Joining our Streaming Plus channel right there. A big shout out to Through the Lens. Oh, that's Josh. That's our boy Josh over from Intercut. Thank you to everybody who's there. I already see that they're using a couple of the little chat emojis there. So, yo, I think that's going to be pretty fun. But we're here on business. And that's to talk about the biggest movies that have come out. And there's no better way to start than talking about everything coming out in theaters because it is a jam-packed weekend. I am surprised that Indiana Jones is going to get 2 weeks because the only competition that this is going to have in the month of July is Insidious the Red Door. This is the fifth Insidious movie that's coming out. I'm a big fan of the Insidious movies, so out of the stuff that's coming out this week, I'd say that that's going to be the main thing I'm going to go into theaters because Joyride we got to catch at South by Southwest. We were lit for this movie. I'm wondering if I gave it a half star too much, but all I know is that I had a great time with it. I think you also really liked it.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I know right now we just did a video on what is this Christian movie that we just covered? No Hard Feelings, and I have not seen a more divided chat room or comment section than this right now because it has been ridiculous the amount of people who yell at you but still kind of like agree with you at the same time. Joyride is in that same cup of
They agree
tea.
with each other.
They agree with each other to a degree. But if you are a fan of very raunchy comedies, probably Insidious, but also Joyride for the beginning of that month. Another thing that's going to be coming out on July 7th, the first week, is Earth Mama. We missed this one at Sundance. It is an A24 movie brought to you by A24, and it looks like it's going to be really nice. I know they've been pushing the performances on this, and I believe it's a directorial debut. So this is another one that I have on my radar. And then from there, like the only other interesting thing to mention is the YouTube effect. I don't know if you know about this.
I don't.
There was a documentary that I think we did cover on one of our watch lists. Is he Bill? Is he Ted? I think he's Bill, right? Bill and Ted?
I think so.
I think he's Bill. He did the Zappa documentary, so he's been directing a little bit. I thought he did a good job with this one, and he's in his, I don't know, maybe as a kid who's online, was on TikTok, and he decided to go for YouTube. This came out at a couple festivals a little bit back. We haven't had the chance to see it, but it's his breakdown on YouTube, and like all of the oh, he is Bill?
He is
okay,
Bill.
thank you. All of the effects that I guess the streaming service, I would count YouTube as a streaming service, has had on young kids and stuff. So that is another one that's coming out there as I showcase all of the stuff that's going to be coming out on July 7th. Like I said, I have all these other things linked right here in terms of all of the releases for theaters, but we move on to the following week, which has the most stilted schedule. Mission Impossible should be coming out on a Friday.
Should.
It's coming out on a Wednesday.
Well, should Friday. Then it's usually what?
Maybe Wednesday if
Thursday,
it's a holiday.
Thursday.
And the holiday is this Tuesday. But yeah, he's coming out. Yeah, Thursday. He's doing Wednesday. It's really the 10th, Monday. I don't know what he's doing. We got the chance to catch this early. We are not allowed to say anything because they put a detonator on us as we left the screening. And if we say anything, we will be dead reckoning. But it is coming out the 10th if you want to see it early. The 12th if you want to see it for real. Before all the other movies that are coming out. And this is where it starts to get really interesting as I flip back over here to our list. Dead Reckoning gets 1 week in IMAX and Dolby.
Yep.
Before, as we made the thumbnail, Barbenheimer comes out and like everything else is kaput. I think it's going to be it's going to be the most interesting summer because I've already heard that he's about to do a stunt on Nolan. He's like really mad that no one gave him a schedule. He never logged into Fandango. So Tom Cruise is like peeved that he's only going to get a week in premium screenings. And this is from the man who just did Top Gun.
Like we said,
Top Gun's still playing in 40X in some places.
He only had the Paramount schedule.
They only gave him the Paramount Plus schedule, and half of it was removed. I think we're allowed to say that I'm a bigger fan of the last ones that they had in the Mission Impossible series, which I think Christopher McQuarrie also did. I'm a huge fan of Mission Impossible Fallout, like massive. I think
still do to this day the pose.
Oh, the locking things that bearded or mustache Superman did. Yes, no, it's one of the best ones. This new one is still a fun time. Trying to make sure my bomb doesn't go off, but it just doesn't live up to the hype and the adrenaline of the other ones. But nonetheless, it gets 1 week in theaters, and I'm disappointed to say you got to go to Dolby for this one because it's not really an IMAX, at least that we've seen. Again, on the 10th, they're going to have those early screenings, but we saw it in Dolby. It never really seems to go tall, which is the whole point of the IMAX movies. So take that as you will. Maybe most of you are going to want to wait for the big movie that's coming out right after that. And that is, of course, A Fire. For all the nerds out there, Christian Petzoldt's newest movie. It is probably the biggest indie movie that I'm looking forward to, because if you've been a fan of the channel and you like not the big franchise picks, Phoenix. This is a work of art for me. I should rate this higher, man. Phoenix is one of my favorite movies from this director, and he's got another one that's about to come out that is titled A Fire. They sent us a screening link, and we're still sitting on that screening link, but I am really excited to see it. It's just been busy with a lot of other stuff. Big shout out in the chat. I see Owen right there. Thank you so much for joining the Streaming Plus. A lot of the Inner Cutie members coming over here as well, because we do this monthly thing that we do here. It's a weekly thing, baby, over on the Intercut Podcast. So if you have not been over there, definitely go check out the Intercut Podcast. Shout out to all of the Inter Cuties that are out there who already know that one of our favorite movies that is also coming up against Mission Impossible is Theater Camp. All of the sports bros are going to be at Mission Impossible. But everybody else is going to be at Theater Camp for the most part. We got to catch this at Sundance. They had a whole performance. This comes from Molly Gordon, Ben Platt, the boy Jimmy Tatro. Never picks like a terrible project. I think all the movies.
It's always a fun time.
It's always a fun time if he's involved. We really like this one. It's about a group of theater kids and theater counselors who never really made it, and them trying to save their theater camp. And we thought this was hysterical. It is going to have a small theatrical run before it goes to Hulu, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where it's going to be for the most part. But for now, I would definitely recommend that and Mission Impossible. I think it's going to be good counter marketing between the two of them. So that'll be an interesting way to begin the summer movie season. Because after that, as I come back over here to the Notion,
Ooh,
there
yeah.
is a couple of other smaller ones. There's this movie called The Flood. The Miracle Club, I think, was playing at Tribeca.
Mm.
Lakota Nation really wanted to get the word out about what the United States has done to them, but they don't want to give out screeners, so that's genius right there. Demon Slayer is coming out. This is supposed to be the new Demon Slayer movie after the last Demon Slayer movie.
On stage.
Oh, this is the one
On
that's on
stage.
stage.
On stage.
What are these weeaboos up to? Let's see.
It seems pretty cool. They are reading from the script as the movie plays. It is a live performance.
Well, I'll commission you to go watch this because I am going to be going to the Barbie blowout event that they're going to be having. If you don't know, on Wednesday, they're showcasing Barbie everywhere in Dolby before it has to go head to head with Oppenheimer. Because obviously, Oppenheimer, I think, has all the IMAX screenings. Barbie is trying to get all the Dolby on Wednesday
Yep.
to see how many people pull up. And I'm telling you right now, the tickets are already sparse. They're gone. They've been
Scarce.
blown up. They've been taken away.
Gone.
But they've already snatched on Thursday one Dolby from Oppenheimer in a couple of places. So I'm curious to know in the chat, I'm curious to know down below, are you a Barb fan? Are you an Oppenheimer fan? Which one of the two are you excited to see? I am like handling this like Marvel DC.
Uh-huh.
I'm just lucky to be alive. I'm gonna go watch both. I don't have to decide. We already have our tickets for Oppenheimer. We have a screening for Oppenheimer on Tuesday, so we're gonna be able to probably have something early over on Intercut in reviewing Oppenheimer. We're watching it in 70 millimeter, and then we're traveling again to go watch it in 70 millimeter.
Of course.
For these big IMAX releases, where it's not even to get really nerdy. It's not even going full screen. It's going bigger than full screen. Like
Yes.
there's only 30 theaters that are playing it. Excuse me, properly
Yes. Around our nation.
nationwide,
Yeah.
right? So I would highly recommend going to IMAX.com.
Let me link
There's
it there.
there's specific 70 millimeter screenings, and if there's like so many, we're gonna have to make a whole video on this IMAX background stuff.
Nerd. No,
I'm a
kidding.
full nerd. It don't matter. You're here. The way that they're rolling this out, they said it's like 3 miles of film that they're going to be doing for Oppenheimer. But it's like 3-inch stilettos that Barbie fans are going to be going out for in the theaters. So I'm really curious to see the head-to-head matchup that they're going to be doing for this. Looking at some of the people in the chat, it looks like it's a pretty decent split between people picking Oppenheimer, some people picking Barbie, all the dolls going for that. I'm curious. Alamo Drafthouse claims that there's going to be a special screening, I think even the day before on Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to be giving out free stuff, but that would be pretty cool. I think they were giving out props just for people to take pictures for. But I mean, it's all coming down to this. I never thought when we started reviewing movies. I remember, I don't know if you remember the 2019 epic fight that was, I think it was
2019.
Venom
Okay.
versus A Star is Born.
Was it? I remember the Stars Born album versus was it 21 Pilots?
It was a 21 Pilots album. No,
Yeah,
they
I
were.
remember that.
Yeah, A Star is Born was facing everybody for whatever reason. Now it's Barbie versus Christopher Nolan. People are selling shirts galore. Some of them are Boonk shirts, but some of them are pretty funny. I actually want to go to Etsy and buy some of them, and they look pretty cool. They kind of look like the little thumbnail. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be a pretty big middle of the summer clash between these two, and then amongst that, Terrifier is coming out for the first time in theaters
Yes, sir.
because the second one was able to do really well. Again, I have this whole list up for the patrons and the channel members. But other than that, that week has the Stephen Curry documentary that we were also able to catch over at Sundance. I called this, oh, they got a new poster. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. You know what's missing there?
The Ring?
His ring. I called this a Skip Bayless diss track. I think this is also going to be on Apple TV Plus. I don't know, the same day, maybe a couple days later. It's a decent documentary. You can tell that he won the last ring. and he
Mm-hmm.
put this documentary
Yep.
to work. It's not bad. We'll be covering in our Best of Fest video that we're going to be making that's covering all the stuff we saw from South by and Sundance and all these different festivals that we've gone through. Should probably boot that one up as well because that's going to be another thing that we're going to have uh, over for the LME listeners because I don't even know if I have it. I'm gonna have to boot it up in a little bit, but before I even make the video, I realized like I could
Mm.
have my outline given to them so they can see it.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be a pretty cool thing to upload there as well. But Stephen Curry and a bunch of other is it Stephen or is it Stefan?
Stefan.
Stefan. I
Stefan.
have a bunch of other documentaries that I have above this one, but all of them are still in the works. Some of them haven't even been picked up, but it's been a lot of really good picks over there. In between that, on the 25th, before we get to the final weekend, I don't know if you've heard about this movie. Once Upon a Time in Uganda.
Okay, I saw the poster. It looked pretty cool.
This is from Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's the same people who made. Let's see if I can find it. Finding Private Alex? Someone might correct me in the chat. I'm blanking on what it was. There was this crazy movie where the
Mm.
extras went ham in the background, and it
Okay.
was like a spin on what Hollywood's take on Saving Private Ryan, and it was just
Okay.
these African filmmakers going insane. This is supposed to be a new addition over there
Mm-hmm.
for the growing industry that is Hollywood. Who killed Captain Alex? Thank you. There it is. Who killed Captain Alex?
I think I remember you showing me some of
I
these
show this to you all the time. Who
clips.
killed Captain Alex? The guy dies like five different in five different ways. They did have a part two for this as well. So this is on Tubi. That industry over there is booming. It's growing, and I think with streaming, it's going to be something that a lot of people gravitate towards. Zach Davis also let me know in the comments that it is Who Killed Captain Alex. So if anyone's seen
Mm-hmm.
this new one, let me know. I think it looks pretty interesting. Once Upon a Time in Uganda, as they continue to grow that out over there. But the next one that we have for the final week is two horror movies
Someone people
that
have
I'm
already
pretty
mentioned.
excited for. Yeah. Haunted Mansion. I'm excited for. I like the old Haunted Mansion movie. I also like The Ride because I remember when I was too scared to go on roller coasters and everyone was making fun of me. We went on the Haunted Mansion roller coaster or ride, and it stops, and they're like, the ghosts have stopped the ride. We got off of it. I thought I was so brave. I was like, see, I handled that. And looking back at it, what a loser I was. I still am excited to go see the new one because I think that the cast looks really cool. Keith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish, uncanceled. Owen Wilson is coming back to make some Disney stuff. Danny DeVito is in there, and we just started watching this
It's
show.
always sunny.
Dude, they're so belligerent, and It's Always Sunny. And I've been waiting for some Robert or Danny DeVito on the big screen, so I'm excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be really good. But the one that I can definitely vouch for, and I saw some people mention in the chat, Talk to Me, baby.
Yep.
Talk to Me, we saw at Sundance. Talk to Me, we almost skipped a screening to go see at South by. Talk to Me. I already have 2 tickets before the movie even releases. We're trying to check it out over at the Alamo Draft House.
Yep.
Because it's an A24 movie. Alamo's going to be having these screenings in the next couple of weeks, so look out for those. Because all I'm going to say, I can't promise you this. We skipped the one for Midsommar,
Yes.
which ended up being a Beau is Afraid screening,
An early Bows
which
Afraid.
ended
Yep.
up being an April Fool's joke, in
Yep.
where A24 paid for everybody's food.
Yes.
If you don't know what an Alamo Draft House is, because they don't have them all around the country, we barely got one in Chicago. It's like one of the big dine and watch a movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like people were just they ran up the bill. It's a 3-hour movie. I can't even imagine how many refills. Talk to Me isn't that long, but if you're like some people I know, the best time to get the waiter to come over is when it's a little scary and you need someone to get in front of the screen. Talk to Me is one of the best horror movies. I'm going to say it right here because I've already said it over on Intercat. This is one of my favorite horror movies to come out of a festival since Hereditary. And I think for a lot of the LME listeners, Hereditary was one of the big movies that got them on our radar when it came to film festivals and such. Bro, Talk to Me is so good. I'm excited for this one. This would be one of my biggest recommendations, not just from the Best of Fest, from mid-year if we're counting it. And it's one of the most anticipated ones that I have for July. Some of the other smaller ones over here would be Susie Searches.
Mm-hmm.
This was over at TIFF. I got to see like half of this movie before it ran out on us. Amanda the Jedi and Zach were over in Toronto, and this was one of the ones that they kind of had online. So I had to, I had to use a VPN, reportedly, allegedly, supposedly, and I saw half of it before it expired on me. I think it's kind of cute. Kiersey Clemens plays like a detective or a self-made detective who's trying to find out who or what happened. I think to Susie, or maybe she's Susie. Again, I it was like Zach told me, "Yo, wake up! This is about to expire." I woke up. I saw part of it, but I think it's really cute. She's like a self-made detective who's trying to figure out why this girl is missing, and I thought it was edited very, in a very spunky way. So I'm gonna be looking forward to this one when it comes out. I think probably on video on demand. Another smaller one would be The Beast. Oh, we
That
also
sounds
want,
great.
yeah, we want to work on a best of fest video. We want to work on a mid-year video, all of which we have our Notion. We're still editing those videos, but for those of you who want the leg up on everything in this very organized way, like we've been showcasing over here on Notion, I'm going to try to put those over on the membership page and on the Patreon page, um, because I also want to make a third video, which is going to be the oh yeah, let me put this down over here. A hidden gems, and if anyone has a better name, let me know because I hate always calling it like hidden gems. I kind of also want to call it like movies I missed. I don't. There's a couple of different names because it's a lot of movies that may not even count for this year that were last year's movies that now have a full
Maybe,
release.
yeah.
Like I think a lot of those type of films deserve their own kind of separate video that may not make it into my midway watch list. So if you have a good name for it or if you have any other picks, let me know as well down below. But best yes, The Beast would definitely be one of those. We went to go see this at the Chicago International Film Festival last year, and
What's the runtime on this again?
not long enough. And
Not
it
long enough. Those
yeah,
137 minutes? No, I could have sat there for another 137.
and it's already long. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
this movie is just one of the best tense thrillers about this like couple who moves into a little small quaint town where the people who live there get really upset because they're like, yo, they were going to buy this out but you refused to move, so you kind of ruined it for all of us.
Yep.
And they just get extremely peeved with that, and because of that, as you can see right there by the poster, things don't go well for everybody involved. Again, it's a long movie. I think it's going to get a limited release, but if you're a connoisseur of cinema, you got to have this one on your radar. So definitely put The Beast there. From the other things that are going to be coming out on this weekend, as I go back to the Notion, is nothing really else. I think from there.
That's it.
Talk to Me, The Unknown
That's just a
Country,
little
and then
August
a little
preview.
little August preview. I'm very excited for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This cast is insane. The animation looks beautiful. And then on top of that, Ayo, Ayo. Well, how do you say your last name? Ayo Edebiri is in freaking everything. The bear doesn't even get counted here because technically
Show.
that's a show. I don't know what agent she got to have a voice in Spider Verse as a Spider Woman, to be in theater camp. Amanda and Zach freaking love Bottoms. We have a whole intercut review for that. She is in nothing but hits, bro, and it's only the beginning. I I'm really excited to see what else she has in store, but she's going to have a massive summer, and that's probably one of my most anticipated ones for August. On top of that, Shortcomings was another festival pick that we got to see, and then The Meg, too, which,
Yep.
look, it's such a goofy time. I'm ready to go for it. So, running that back again for everything that we have over here, I'm gonna have this whole Notion up to showcase to people all of the different picks. Everything's hyperlinked over there as well. But doing a quick little rundown for the summer: Insidious, The Red Door. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm looking forward
You're
to it.
looking
I'm
forward to
scared.
it.
The thumbnails scare me, so
Oh yeah, because you keep editing things, and an Insidious poster will just pop up or a thumbnail from the people who decide to pick like the
yep.
worst possible thing at 2 a.m. when you're collecting footage.
Just a big old mouth open, scary
Yeah,
scream. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the first one. Uh, I'm ready to be there. The next thing over here would be Joyride. We got to catch this one. If you're into raunchy comedies, it's a thumbs up for both of us. Earth Mama, I'm excited for. New A24 movie that looks like it's going to be a cute little character study. Mission Impossible, getting the early but not really fully early release. It should have just gone up against Insidious because what's it called? What's out right now?
Right now it's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is already bombing. Like he might as. There's no reason Indiana Jones needs the premium.
I think he just respects Harrison Ford.
Screw Harrison
He
Ford.
had
You
scared.
Tom,
He had Harrison Ford schedule.
did he buy a ticket to go see Indiana Jones?
uh,
Hey, that's a sub right there.
I think
Mission.
he did.
Did he?
I think he did. On the
Okay.
pictures, I'd have because it was Indy, it was Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah, everyone's been taking a picture of going to different theaters, and they had to what was it?
Unless it's like a
Photoshop.
fake.
Uh, Christopher Nolan go into some of them, but Mission Impossible, it's gonna get the early release on July 12th, and then it's gonna get an even earlier release on July 10th. We got to see it early as of right now. My pick's on the Dolby. Yeah, he can go see it.
I don't
He's a hater.
no, hold on.
On top of that, Theater Camp is also going to be releasing that week.
He did.
He did go see
He
it?
did go see it.
Good. Yeah, but he didn't go see it. He just bought the ticket and then
He just bought a suit.
Yeah.
He didn't sit.
Theater Camp is another one that we give 2 thumbs up for. A Fire is one we're really anticipating as well as it closes out the July 14th midway weekend. And then heading on to the last 2 weeks, the big ones. Barbie going up against Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter. It's going to be the match of the century. And then rounding it up with some horror movies at the end of the month with Haunted Mansion and Talk to Me. Probably my favorite movie so far that we've seen. It's going to be coming out in July. But again, a big shout out to all of the LME listeners who are over on Patreon. A big shout out to all of those who have been joining, as we saw right there through the chat. For the channel memberships, we're going to try to be getting up a lot of the must-watch videos early. Any other videos, especially when we're trying to get the copyright to work, because I know we had the No Hard Feelings up for a little bit over on the Patreon, and we're going to be posting them up over here on the membership pages as well. We're also going to be trying to do more live streams in terms of just like ranking stuff for the month, a lot of our film things that we go through that are going to be exclusive for the patrons and for the members, and then going to be released 24 hours later as we try to chop them up as well. But every month we're going to be trying to do this upcoming watch list, kind of letting you know everything that is on the horizon, like we said right there. So if you want a copy of this list, subscribe over to Patreon or to our YouTube membership page. You'll get this as well as all of the other ones that we have over here on our A to Z members page. So you can just click any of these, and if you wanted to know what was out in theaters, you can make a copy of this. Oh, we're getting a flood warning over here. Yeah. We're in Chicago, and there was supposed to be a NASCAR thing. We know people pay like $250, and now they couldn't go to it. But back to this list, we have all of these things right here, as well as our midway must-watch list. I'm gonna give you all a sneak peek right here for the Paramount. There is nothing in Paramount because it sucks, but there's a bunch of other stuff. So when it comes to like the Prime stuff, kind of have this list right here of what our favorites have been over on Prime, hyperlinked so that you can go add them for yourself over on Letterboxd or IMDb, depending on if it's a show or whatnot. But I'll be posting these notions so that people can see our top list right there. My top list for theaters are on there. I also have some of my favorites in terms of our hidden gems. I still got to work in the documentary before I put up this list, but we're going to have these watch lists, all of our must-watch lists, a bunch of videos coming soon, but we're always going to have all of this content be free for everybody, early for the members. So let's just talk to some of the LME listeners who are over on the chat at the moment. I was curious to see what are some of theirs that they're looking forward to. I can see right here Josh talking about IO Supremacy. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with everything else that she has coming out because I used to watch her on like YouTube videos with her and Rachel Sennett. And I thought both of them have been hilarious. Rachel really hit it off in a bunch of indie movies coming out of a bunch of festivals. Shout out Shiva Baby. But now they're both kind of going to be on the big screen for one of the biggest movies in Bottoms. I think is that in August?
Bottoms? I'll take that.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of those movies that are coming out. Other than that, I'm curious to know other people's thoughts for what they're looking forward to. I see some people mentioning Talk to Me. Sympathy for the Devil. Thank you. Okay, I did have that one. Let me pull that one up. I did have it linked on there. Which one?
Bottoms.
Oh, it's the end of August. Okay. Yeah, here's another one over here for theaters that someone had mentioned. Sympathy for the Devil. This is going to be the new Nick Cage one. I know nothing about this. I keep seeing like trailers or clips for this, and I don't know why I feel he's already released this movie, but I guess it is going to be a new one. Some people are mentioning From, which, look, we caught the first season, binged that when they put it on Prime. We have like parts of 2, but ain't nobody getting MGM Plus. Like I don't. Yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot there because From is a really good series that I would highly recommend of a bunch of people just getting like
Oh
caught
yeah,
up.
I binged this.
Yeah, you loved
I
it.
should have been working on edits. Sorry.
Shut up. Yep, yep. But From season two just wrapped, and I'm really excited to wrap that series. But I just can't get MGM Plus. I had Epic for the longest time, and nothing was coming out there, so I don't know. But we really liked the first season, so I'm excited to see that. Oh, I see. Daniel Mesa watched Beast and loved it. Greetings from Spain. Shout out over there. It's crazy, you know, the connection that we have. Can you imagine if we were in radio and like our antenna only went so far? Yeah, it's one of the funnest things to do, or the most fun things to do over here in terms of live streams. Let's see. We have some other people talking about Swarm, which if you have not seen, as far as I know, they're going to maintain it as a miniseries. I highly, highly recommend checking that one out. Um, Finally saw Past Lives. It might be my favorite directorial debut. Nice. Behind Ryan Coogler's Fruitvale Station. That's some pretty loud praise, but I also recommend watching Past Lives. It was one of my favorites out of there. I thought it was really good, so I would highly recommend it. Just some buzzing. I want to make sure I fix that. Just because we went crazy for From. Hopefully it fixes in there. It's still buzzing. A lot of buzzing. Try to fix this a little bit. Apologies for that. Let's see. Testing. 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 Still? Alright. Testing again. Looks good.
Sounds good.
It went muted. Keep it on there. It's the ghost from. Hopefully I'm testing back pretty decently. I'm gonna say it's the ghost from for not finishing season two. I
No,
apologize.
it's
It's MGM Plus.
no, it's Paramount.
Paramount. I haven't even talked that much smack for Paramount yet. All right, good. See, I knew I said a little bit too much about Mission Impossible 8, and that's what detonated it. But thank you for letting us know there about the sound. Hopefully, it's streaming good here because we just actually went through the theaters. We did not go through Netflix, HBO, all these other things. So let's do a quick little run through over here, over on Netflix, in terms of all the new stuff that is coming out on the horizon. Um, I don't know how they're still making Love is Blinds, but there's another Love is Blind.
People just eat
Brazil,
it up.
they eat this up like crazy,
It goes
and
from
with the
different
writer's strike,
regions and
yeah, I
everything.
mean that's just what they're focusing on there. There's a Wham documentary. I don't know if you know Wham, the
I
band.
don't, but when I linked it, I was like, oh, this looks interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be over at Tribeca. Does anybody watch The Lincoln Lawyer?
So
Cause
I did watch a few episodes. I enjoyed it, and they're coming out with a second season. So
they're coming out with a second season, part one. And to
yeah,
me, when you're doing part ones, it's because
it's done.
it's done. They're trying to stretch it out. Yeah. There is a movie that's coming out this weekend in theaters, and then it's going to be coming out over on Netflix. The Outlaws. It's supposed to be Pierce Brosnan,
Yeah.
Adam Devine. Looks like a goofy movie that I don't think is really gonna. It wouldn't stand out if it wasn't for streaming services, and sadly, that's where a lot of those movies are going. Vivarium, a movie that we did an LME on a while back. Very proud of that LME,
Fair.
even though a lot of people don't like the movie. I think that they found a little bit of solace, some answered questions for it and what it represents. It's a little bit of a depressing movie, but it's going to be coming out on Netflix. So if you do catch it, know that we've got an LME already up there as well. Some of the other stuff coming out on Netflix would be Puss in Boots, which
Yep.
a lot of people have been asking us to make an LME. I
Mm-hmm.
guess no better time because you know the moment one of these animated movies comes out on Netflix, that's it. It's Dunzo. That's gonna be in the top 10 for like the longest time. What's the Sing 2 continues to always
Yes.
come up on the
And
top 10 as well.
parents just play it, you know.
Yeah. One of the big ones, we've already been sent the link, a screener link, and just have not seen it yet. Bird Box Barcelona is going to be coming out. The first one did numbers. I remember when we worked on LME for that, we were like in New York editing that video,
Yep.
little behind the scenes, at a McDonald's in Times Square.
Yep.
We booted that up. It paid for our McDoubles at the McDonald's at Times Square. That was one of the most massive ones. That was around the time when everyone started making explainers, and that was a big one that people were gravitating towards. I know people love that movie, and now they're taking it internationally. Um, I don't know if anybody else has some picks from Netflix. If you could let me know in the comments section over in the live chat. but I got
21st.
one right here.
That's the
On
one.
the 21st, my most anticipated from Netflix. They clone Tyrone. Look, this looks like it's going to be a crazy movie, but to me, the biggest part is just going to be all of the people because it stars Jamie Foxx who are going to come out with the craziest conspiracy theories
Like they haven't already.
like they haven't already, and it's just going to go even higher when it comes to this movie right here. And then that's pretty much it for Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. I know The Witcher got split into two
Yeah,
seasons.
we got one part just a few days ago,
Yeah.
and then this would be the second part,
Uh-huh.
volume 2.
That's before he goes and he stars in a live action. Ohana was going to say, what is it?
The live action.
Moana.
Yeah.
But that's all the stuff that's coming out on Netflix. Again, we have the entire list that's going to be over on our Notion. HBO. It ends today.
It ends today.
The Idol. I don't know how many people have been fans of this new little independent. I don't even want to know. Look, there have been so many opinions about this show, and all I can say is, a show has just captured people when they despise it and tune in every week
Yes.
to say they despise it.
Because how can they hate?
How
if they
can
don't
you
know?
hate watch if you're not watching, right? Yeah.
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 Of course.
We've been having an unironic blast with this because we just think it's the funniest thing in the world. We're looking at it as a cult show. Like that's really what it is. This guy is running a cult as he's trying to get what's her name? Johnny Depp's daughter? Which is very disrespectful because she actually has
Lily.
Lily does a fantastic job in this series. As much as everyone's been making fun of the Weeknd's performance, Lily is doing a beautiful job in this series. Completely being tormented. It is not for the faint of heart. If you thought Euphoria was bad, like I'm gonna tell you right now, this is worse. It wraps today. I think it's 5 complete episodes that they were able to do.
Yep.
People were making fun of it for not getting a second season, but then HBO's PR team came out and said, "Well, we didn't say no second season." But they also didn't say a second season, so I'm actually looking forward to making a video for this because there's a lot to say. The Righteous Gemstones is also playing over there on HBO. I think this is a pretty decent show. And then one that people recommended to us the most, Warrior. This is starting its 3rd season. We asked for some screener links in the left side, which is cool because I still got to catch up on 1 and 2. People have recommended this to us a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's a nice, high-octane, action-paced series. Other than that, some other stuff that's coming out throughout the week. My Adventures with Superman stood out to me because it looks cute. I like it. I think it looks like
Nice
it's
little
going to be
other
cute
rendition.
animation. This is dumb.
This
I'll
made
let
me
you
laugh.
I'll let you describe this. I don't know.
I don't know anything about it. All I just saw was Lil Jon and HGTV, and I was like, I like my HGTV, but what's Lil Jon doing? So
He's trying to end the writer strikes.
He's
is
coming
what
in.
He's trying to do.
He's coming in for season 2, so they probably fix up houses. And, yeah, see, out of the box home renovations.
That's
so,
crazy.
you know.
What? Full Circle is a Max original series that's going to be coming out with a very packed cast. But, why does his name not pop up? What's going on here? It's the boy, Steven Soderbergh's miniseries on Max. I am very excited for that. That is one that is probably my most anticipated. I think they're going to drop it all at once. I don't really know, but we'll see. And then that's pretty much it, if I'm not mistaken.
So let's see, Golden Boy maybe. That's another mini.
There's some stuff over here that's going to be coming out in terms of stuff that has been released elsewhere that they're picking up. Oh, right here, one of my favorites, How To with John Wilson. Easily one of my most anticipated. Hopefully we get these early. If you have not seen season 1 and 2, this is the finale. They're going to end it. If you are a fan of Nathan Fielder, he's producer on this. It's a guy who pretty much just films things around him in New York and just says wow a lot.
Wow.
Please watch this. It is funny in ways that hit you sideways and end up being way more emotional than you expect it to be. But How To with John Wilson would also be one of my most anticipated for HBO. I'm curious to know anybody else's favorites over on the chat or anything else that stood out. I see some people saying, they think she'll get an Emmy nod in terms of Lily Rose Depp. I also think the cinematography, obviously the subject matter is very out there and very cringy for The Idol, but in terms of cinematography and the production that they've had on the show, I think no one has said anything bad about that. Poor Troye Sivan. I only liked hearing Moses Sumney sing. Yeah, he does a really good job. Also, they have Susanna Sun from Red Rocket. That girl knows how to take the most belligerent shows possible. So that's gonna be there too. See some other people talking about Warrior. Kutuvio mentioned The Bear. That came out in June. Definitely would have been my highlight there. Working on a video for that for seasons 1 and 2. So it's just us chopping that up right now. Someone had asked, "Did you like Kimmy from Soderbergh?" I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I loved Kimmy.
Kimmy was decent. It was pretty good. Lil Jon's show is Pimp My Ride 2023, but with like houses, yeah. Some of the other ones that are coming out for Prime slash MGM Plus, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah, there's only one
What?
of MGM that I added.
84 Brady.
Oh,
I think they're just picking that up. That's the which one do you have? Because I'm looking at the list right here. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan season 4 finale. I haven't even started the beginning, so I don't really know about that. If you're a fan of The Summer I Turned Pretty, if you recommend it, let me know. I have not really seen the first season. They're picking up all of Twilight, I know, as well. So if you're interested in that, well, which was the one? Is it Knock?
No,
Knock at the Cabin's getting picked up as well.
Domino is all the way at the top, right there, July 9th.
Domino, what is this?
Season 2
of
a show.
Oh, I thought you were recommending it. Oh, this is the one MGM.
It was the MGM like.
It's so old. It was still Epics when it was there. But okay. I know the one thing that is standing out to me. I did not think they were going to be bringing this back.
Well, they weren't supposed to.
Dude, this was before the pandemic. Good Omens. Like, look at this. 2019 to 2023. This looks like it ran 5 seasons. The second season is barely coming out. I believe it's a graphic novel, if I'm not mistaken. Want to make sure because I mix up two all the time. Neil Gaiman. I was going to say Alan Moore. Neil Gaiman's graphic novel was made into what was a season 1 of a series where, like, gods, it's like The Good Place, but like with bigger themes, I guess. And I thought the first season was really good. Then nothing happened, but they did kind of leave it on a cliffhanger. So I am very curious to see what's going to happen after the fact, because this looks to be like it's going to be wrapping it up. And I'm just surprised that they're going to be bringing it out after all over on Prime. So that's what's coming out there. Other than that, moving on quickly to some other stuff. Hulu, Disney's biggest thing is going to be Secret Invasion, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if people have been catching it now, but after the AI release, everybody has just been bashing it like crazy. What We Do in the Shadows is also going to be coming out, and I'm a big Taika fan. I sadly have not caught up on the last couple of seasons of this one, but from what I've seen, it's always been a pretty good time with it. Justified, for whatever reason, if y'all remember this Western, sorry. Another season or a movie. I don't even know what it's going to be. A miniseries. It's kind of what's the show you really liked with the serial killer?
Dexter.
When Dexter did their spin-off thing, and it was like an add-on season, but not really a new season. I guess that's what they're going for there.
They only said it was supposed to be 2 episodes, but then there's 8.
That's a movie.
So I think it's like an addition to.
Well, that's going to be there too. And another little shout out for this series that I was able to catch a couple episodes, season 1. This Fool. It's like a cholo show. So I'll probably be casting the next season right there. Moving over to Paramount Plus, as I shot a bunch of these screens over here. I don't know if there was anything in Paramount for you in particular that stood out.
The biggest one would probably be iCarly.
Stop, for real?
iCarly season 3. I think they just showed like the biggest. I mean, I saw it all over Twitter. It was 2 certain characters for a while that they were, shipping them when we were growing up, probably watching it, and they finally kissed on screen, I guess.
Really?
So that was a pretty big thing for iCarly. If you go
Drake
down,
and Josh finally kissed?
If you go down, the only other one would be, and I thought it was going to be a show. Keep going down. It's right down the 27th. Zoe 102. It's a movie. I thought they were gonna go ahead and do like a little series. It's a film.
What are they doing here? The one old show that decided to not do a cringy podcast complaining about not getting a spin-off. Zoe 102. I think who are we joking around? She's an honorary Latina because the biggest worry is making it out of your teens without getting pregnant. And she got pregnant and the whole show disappeared. But Zoe 102 is going to be coming out July 27th. Watch it while you can, because if you haven't seen, Paramount Plus just cancels everything before that even comes out. Someone give a shout out to True Jackson VP. That deserves one. I don't know if you ever saw True Jackson VP, but
I never have. No.
She deserves to get one. Over on Peacock, not really much. Like what
much.
Like
no, you have the Twilight there. If you pay for Peacock instead of Prime.
Sure. Oh,
Oh,
this is it.
that's literally.
Peacock is making you spend more now that they took that Xfinity bundle thing out, just so I can see the new Boonk Captain America, who's just been Anthony Mackie. I like Anthony Mackie, but he will not shut up in this new press run that he's been doing for Twisted Metal. And for what, dude? I don't know if y'all have played this game, but ah, man, it's I don't I don't see how it's a series, but yeah, sure. Other than that, I think the last one that we'll cover here is Apple TV Plus, which is wrapping up on Platonic, a show that I mean, we just saw the newest episode this morning. I think that this is a really funny show. They have really good banter with each other. Um, After Party season two, which comes from The Boys, Phil Lord, Chris Miller.
Yes, sir.
Always a pretty decent show. I didn't love the first season as much as I wanted to, but I'm excited to see how they continue this. What I believe is going to be an anthology
Mm-hmm.
where Tiffany Haddish, who plays the detective, is now figuring out another case. It's goofy, it's funny, um, and yeah, we'll see where they take it from there.
Foundation get another season.
Foundation is getting a season two. Stefan Curry's underrated, like we mentioned, will be coming out date and date as well. And then the Beanie Bubble. This had a lot of people making fun of our girl Sarah Snook, but the rest of the cast isn't bad. Dude, do you know who that is on left?
No, who's
Tilda Swinton. I'm just,
no stop.
it's Zach. Supposedly,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Zach Galifianakis.
Okay.
Look completely different, but
Okay.
it's supposed to be about the Beanie Babies. So
Ah.
yeah, so there's that's coming out there. But yeah, if you want this list, like we said, we have all of our top picks from all of the different streaming services from Peacock, Netflix, Paramount, all hyperlinked there to the respective IMDb's or letterboxes so that you can keep an eye on all the new stuff. We also have it so that you can make a copy of this so that you have your own Notion to be able to create whatever you want. But other than that, that is pretty much all of the stuff that we have. We're going to be wrapping it up here in a little bit, answering some questions from the LME listeners. But again, a big thank you to all of those who have joined the membership pages. We are working on an Indiana Jones video at the moment. We are working on a Top Gun video that we've been working on for like 2 years at this
Elemental.
point. Elemental, which Alina's putting together the Easter eggs. There's one couple that they said is in the background that we've been trying to find out. We just don't really have footage for that one. But on
I will
top of that,
find them.
like Zod. On top of that, we also have our Best of Fest video that we're going to be making, and I'll be posting a copy of that Notion over for the patrons and members. We also have our Midway Must Watch. I'm trying to remember what else we have over here. Give you all a sneak peek into some of the other stuff that we have in the works. I want to say I want to work on Megan to give you all a sneak peek for the different things that we have. Here's my Notion on some of the stuff. Best weeks in film, Indiana Jones, Top Gun, Megan, Elemental. We'll be working on one for The Idol. And then y'all let me know some picks for some of the notes that I've been gathering, obviously, for the upcoming Insidious. I know Barbarian just dropped on a streaming service. But it's like, do I focus on that? Do I go and do some bear stuff alongside with Bo is Afraid? So we'll see how it all comes together in a little bit. But I'm curious to know what you want to see an LME on, what your most anticipated is for this upcoming month. Uh, we will be joining y'all next August as well, right before Lollapalooza,
Right before.
to talk about all the stuff that's going to be coming out in August, uploading the list as well, and just trying to get more videos out there. A big thanks to all of those who have joined on the membership page and over on Patreon. Any other recommendations that you have, let us know. But yeah, I'm seeing some other people also vent about being locked out for Peacock because, look, they are not uploading enough for it to be uh, that much. Like half of the time when we're putting the Peacock one together, we have to like literally cut out all of the sporting events that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, I don't really need to do any of that. Some people are talking about Platonic. What's the massage therapist murder movie? Really want to see it. Do you know that one off the top of
I
your head?
don't know that.
Should be interesting. Would you say Past Lives is the best festival movie to come out this year so far? It's my new favorite of the year. I think so because
As far as a
spoiler
drama,
alert,
yes.
it's my favorite movie of the year. So if it came out of a festival, like it's like when the Academy nominates a movie
Mhm.
for international, and then
But
it's also Best
but
Picture.
you're
So you're
not.
like, so you're mopping international then. Yeah, I would say it is, and then I would also put Talk to Me in there as well. Someone had mentioned the Horror of Dolores Roach. I don't know if I know this
That
one.
is on Prime. So it'd be a show.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. I don't even think it's gonna pop
No,
up here because it's technically
a show.
a show. Oh, if only I had a handy dandy
Go to Prime.
Notion thing. Yeah, let me open this up over here on Prime. This is the one from the actress from you told me Every Day at a Time or
Yes.
One Day at a Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Don't tell me what happens because I saw half this trailer and the moment I realized what the horror element was, yeah, I'm in. I'm in for this one. I think this is all going to drop at the same time as well. Pretty soon, July 7th, so at the end of this week. So yeah, thank you for shouting that one out. That's a really good pick. Um, oh, that was the massage therapist murder
Oh,
movie.
she's a
Oh,
massage
thank you. Yes.
therapist.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Look at that. The LME listeners coming in right there. Some people looking forward to Insidious, looking like it's going to be a blast. Should we do a whole Insidious recap? I know we've done one for the
We did one for
Conjuring series,
Conjuring.
but we have not done one for Insidious.
Hmm.
I may be too scared. We don't have Peacock in the UK. I only tend to use Prime and Mubi now. Yeah, I don't even know. You're not missing anything on Peacock, to be honest with you. But there are a couple of movie picks that I have down below. Just most of them tend to be like movies from last year, but they've been doing a good job. That and Criterion at picking up new things um,
Yeah,
as like streaming releases.
even when stuff comes out on Peacock, it leaves within a month, and it does go to
It
Prime,
goes to
so you're
Prime, so
good.
you're straight. Let's see. Wish they'd drop the U.S. date for the new Sailor Moon movie. Oh, the new
Oh.
Sailor Moon movie. Thanks to you and Zach, I found out about a bunch of festival movies, so I'm glad I became an inner cutie. Thank you for that, Josh. I know you've been always been a great listener and inner cutie, so you can always catch a lot of the stuff. Everything that we broke down here every week, we cover it over on the Intercut podcast. As I try to flip over a video for an LME or what's going to be a must-watch one. Let's see if there are no other ones, and as the rain subsides, please let us know all of your other thoughts down below in the comments section. A big shout out to everybody who listened live. And until next time, I'm sorry, I'm going Oppenheimer.
Barbie.